Okay, it says up there that we are live. And that's all I can say is we are live. And so I'm going to guess, because this is raw and real, I'm just going to go over here to YouTube and see what's going on, because it says I'm live, but there's no picture. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. All right, we're going to. You can't get better than this. This is me just super showing up in the moment, because right now it's live out there in the world, and I'm going to hit record because I'm going to that way have access to it. Okay, welcome everyone. And I'm actually going to even just add another little tidbit to this moment of rawness. I'm going to throw in my business. Hello, this is Ann Jonas and the Lotus Path. And this is Sacred Connection Level 2. We're doing a whole new usage of words. What does that mean? That means we are part of the Sacred Connection community, and we've been dancing in themes that are related to how we connect to ourselves and the divine for the last year. We begin our 5th round of a 9-week series next week. And today we're gathering in this container to go deeper, to go further into the place that we began, which was dancing in the theme of vibration. And as I love to do in all realms, as transformational guidance, that is who I am, what I live for, allowing the voice of the divine to flow through. And the divine flows through in all kinds of beautiful beings that show up in these little boxes. And I love being in the moment wherever we are. And that's going to bring us into this moment. And I want to invite us here, and wherever you are, when you might be watching this now moment, to come into the space of presence. Let's close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath together, honoring the moments that preceded us arriving here, honoring the collective breath that we all share, the energy field that we are all a part of, regardless of where we live on this planet, what day it is, what time it is. We are one. We are one field of energy. And when we are here now, we have won the lottery. This is the only place to be, the now moment. And as we share this space, honoring our connection to the natural world, to the earth that supports us, Mama Earth, providing strength and grounding, to the fire of the sun that illuminates our lives and gives us warmth, revealing, as well as allowing for renewal. We experience the wind as it moves through our expression, our light, our voice, allowing us to fly, to serve, to be. And as we witness the water that we are 70% made of, that is 2/3 of our planet, our home planet at this moment, we realize how powerful water is It is always the same water, no matter where it is. It is water. And it trusts that it will always flow and be. As we feel nourished by the elemental gifts and medicine of this planet and this time, we allow ourselves the place to sit back, to trust, and to witness what is to be revealed. And now I bring you back into the space that you physically reside in. And we'll come back together face to face, eye to eye. I can only be real. There is no other way for me to be anymore. I've tried the other ways. I've tried the chameleon version. I've tried showing up as other people would feel more comfortable. And I've realized that none of that's serving. And so I'm going to come in with that raw authenticity and that vulnerability that says, this day was very strange. This town of Middleton that I recently moved to that has 9,000 people, today had a gas explosion. And I was going to maybe have to evacuate, and my animals and my kids about 4 miles away at another school. But I was like, how do I navigate this? And sacred connection. And what do I do? And do I cancel it? Do I go with it? I was like, well, first I'm going to have coffee before I have to evacuate this whole situation of the animal kingdom. And then I sat back in okay, yes, my heart is beating fast. I don't really understand. I got all the windows closed. Is this safe? I mean, it's funny. I left California, which had earthquakes and fires. And, and it was like, I went to Idaho where there's no natural disasters, really. I mean, there's no hurricanes, there's no tornadoes or hailstorms or anything like that. And I was like, oh, but I'm going to get evacuated because of gas. Like, how strange is that? And so I am in the place to trust that life is a well of upsetness. There are bumps to get through and places to cross over and experiences to navigate. And all the while, we get to be. And I'm so curious who Katie is. I saw your face for a moment.
Katie's a friend of mine. I recognized her in that glimpse.
Awesome. Yay. I love friend of Helena. Welcome, Katie, to Sacred Connection.
Second grade, even.
What's that, love?
Second grade. So these things that continue through life.
The ripples, right? They're like everything starts with one hello, beautiful, one moment, one drop, one energy, one thought. And then expansion happens from there. Okay, so that was that whole thing. And then because I'm me, and those of you that know me, I run on some strange random time schedule. And a lot of this comes around with this procrastination and laziness and all this stuff. And my time gets squirreled away places. And it was yesterday that I was like, hey, I'm going to figure out how to do this live Zoom. And so, of course, it took a day for it to get verified and all that. And so about 25 minutes ago, I was working this whole thing out and wondering, like, this is so interesting how I co-create in my life opportunities for stress and anxiety. And it's just an opportunity to take a look at that. Where does that happen in your life? I'm sure it happens somewhere. And it's just, this is the thing. So we either get to be with the time and with the divine alignment, or we get to be up against it and resisting it and having it knock us over. So I do this thing on Sacred Connection. I love playing with cards and oracle cards and readings. And there's this word bibliomancy that came through recently, which is sort of speaks into that element of intuition. And what are we feeling guided to? Words come through in a myriad of ways. And so I was like, I don't have time to pull a card because I've been fussing with the whole live situation. And then as I'm here just with the deck, this deck called me, like said, no, you're going to pull from this deck. I grabbed the random cards that were behind me. I put them together. I held them in my hand. And guess what came through? Yes, 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 yes. And for any of you that know Oracle decks, and their readings, they have lots of wonderful things to say, things that say, this is what you're doing and this is why you pulled this card. Guess what this one says? Yes. Just fucking yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it's wild. Yes, it's crazy. Yes, it's real. So I don't really give a shit what's going on in your life or my life or anything else. None of it matters. Say yes to the moment and trust that you're going to have synchronicities and threads and guidance and visions that will guide you exactly where you are meant to be, no matter what. Even if it doesn't look like what you thought it wanted it to look like, or how fabulous it was going to be, or how easy or smooth. The more we attempt easy and smooth through doing, the more anxiety and stress is going to create. The way we get there is we let go, we say yes, we surrender, and then we watch and witness the path unfold. Just one essence at a time. It's all vibration. Look at me, swing it over here to Helena, because that's what we're doing here. We are in the flow and the fluidity of the moment. And now it's time for me to introduce Helena. For those of you that are here, you may all know her, but for those of you that aren't here in this time space, I want to share that Helena is a part of a spiritual community. And she came into this field of sacred connection in a divinely led way, an accident, if you will, whatever. I say everything is a co-incident. If you must use that word, put a dash there, please. Otherwise, it's synchronicity or divine alliance. We were having a conversation and this is where we landed, and where we got to play in our week 9 of Sacred Connection was in looking at how we are the voice. I am the voice. And the more that we allow vibration to move through us, the louder that voice is going to get. And I'm honored to play with Helena. And also she's got really cool Zoom techniques. I just shared with another woman who's a sound healer how to do the musician off thing. Changed her world completely. I was like, this is the coolest thing. So Helena, your vibration is moving outward, one little ripple at a time all day long in the world. So I'm so honored to be in this container with you and have you be the one. You're the one of, I'm looking at 30 possible co-hosts in the last 4 rounds. I've had some repeats. You're the one that was ready to support me in taking this to the next level. And that's what we're going to do here. Level 2, Sacred Connection with Helena Nash in the theme of vibration. Let's have you come in and talk a little bit about you, and then we're going to flow around into different places today.
Hello, everyone, here, there, and everywhere. Thank you so much, Anne. I always feel like the sense of how we come together, the container that's held for anything is already, 50% or more there to the experience, right? This is a container of love and a container for expansion and interconnection with ourselves and with community, and that's really powerful. So thank you for hosting Sacred Connection and for calling in people who are living in ways that can be inspirational to others, just as they have themselves, myself included, have been inspired by so many people along my path. So and I love that piece where you talked about that vibration, basically, of that bit of information traveling out into the world, right? It's like it can be the smallest nugget and it can have such an impact in people's lives. And I feel like sound is like that because sound can be very simple. We don't, you don't have to know how to write a symphony in order to create something beautiful or to feel vibration in your life. So coming back to that simplicity is a very powerful piece of what I invite in my work in the world, in terms of sound healing, in terms of vibrational attunement, which can mean a lot of things, and in terms of like just love being in the center of everything. And I feel that very, very powerfully. And if each one of us steps into the world in that way, again, that's, it's almost like everything else is a bonus, right? So just know that you, and all y'all are loved. So, I will turn to talk just a little bit about myself so you kind of know where I'm coming from to begin with. Going back to that second grade and earlier, I was the kid who was always singing. Hi, Katie. I was that kid who was always singing, always. And even before I could walk or talk, I was literally crawling around with a harmonica in my mouth. I still have the harmonica and it has my teeth marked in it because I kept playing for years after that, just in and out. I don't even know how to play harmonica. It was the sound, which again is back to that simplicity. You could put a harmonica in your mouth and just breathe out, and you will feel it. It will vibrate in your forehead, and it can create such, just in one moment, profound change in how you're experiencing the moment. Like, oh, okay. Oh, everything is okay just for this moment, the way breath can. So, that was kind of my starting point. And then over the years, I ended up being a music major. I was in a bazillion things along the way. And so I have a music degree from college. And later on, I toured with music, and I still do to some extent. I've been kind of hanging out in Maine a lot for quite a while, but my eyes are kind of lifting up to different horizons now, even if I'm staying in Maine, to share music in person in places around the world. So that is coming. And sound healing. So when I was a kid, I didn't really think of sound as healing. That wasn't my brain space around it. It was more like, oh, this feels so good. I love this. Da, 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 singing little songs. And then I would make up songs. So that's another piece, just the expression. And it's something where, what comes to mind right now is a reminder. And I want to say this right up front. Just because I'm a singer and I have a music degree and I blah, 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 right? I have this voice. Each of you have your voice. No one else has your voice. And so when you speak, when you form words, when you sing, that brings something alive in you that nothing else can. So just that reminder. It doesn't matter if you're like, oh, I only sing in the shower. Okay, shower singing is great. Do that. And there can be a place to share in community as well. Just feel your, we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but feel the vibration in your body, just in small ways, a hum, a singing of uh, something, preferably that has a message that your body might want to hear, you know? So like, I don't know, hate, 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 something like that little phrase. Maybe not, maybe that's not what you want to activate in your body, but, just singing, I am love, I am love, any tune, let it be off pitch. I am love. Great, do it. I am love, because it's vibrating in your body and you're connecting in your body. So
I'm coming in here for a second. This is what I do for those of you that aren't familiar with Sacred Connection. This is a conversation. It's an opportunity for expansion. And yes, this is about vibration and sound. And I want to bring us into another place. Everything that we do is ours, uniquely ours, our expression. And the more we're willing to be as weird and crazy and different and off, the more we invite others to do the same. In the realm of art, we've had creation as one of our themes in Sacred Connection. And I had a story. I'm not an artist. I'm like a stick figure, rainbow, bird, mountain situation. Like that's all I got, a little flower. Like that's the arting that I had until I realized that art came through my body work, cooking, photography, gardening. Like there's art fucking everywhere. Creativity is everything. So vibration and voice and sound, wherever it comes out of our bodies, through our hands, through our voice, through our eyes, we have the ability to make connection and to express ourselves. And a big part of this is trusting that no matter what comes out, first, it's going to be okay, whatever it is, even when it's icky and uncomfortable. And it's also serving, and it's serving everybody around us. You have me thinking of Sandra Bernhardt, like that woman when it comes to tune and off tune and out of tune or whatever, but she's profound and she could give a fuck, right? The more that we are going to stand up in our voice, and it may not be in tune. I'm pretty decent with karaoke. A drink or two would be serving, but that's a story I want to change. That I sing in the car and I sing in the shower and I sing in community. And if it goes or something, like that's okay. Like I want to promote that. And so I'm bringing that whole piece. We are everything. And it's so important that we share our everythingness. So thank you, Helena.
yeah, thank you. And that sharing piece, when we talk about vibration, like when we were kids, many of us probably, or let's say when I was a kid. So back in the 70s and 80s, because I am unafraid to be whatever age I am. That is part of the beautiful expression of life. I love it. Someday I'm going to be 90 if I'm lucky. Um, so
yes, for living your age, no matter what number it is.
totally. So, people used to say, good vibes, man, that kind of thing. And we're learning, it was actually around that time that in the 70s where we were rediscovering some very ancient wisdom around sound and vibration. And it literally is vibration. We each are vibration. That is what we are. Not just like, oh, it's vibration and everything. No, we are vibration. And, we see and feel this experience of this hard thing that is our body as if it's something that is doesn't have any movement in it, but really it's mostly space, and it's made up of vibratory fields that are interrelating. It's a symphony of vibration, in the same way that the universe is a symphony of vibration. And once we figure out that this is not the edge of us, then the question arises, what is the edge of us? And where do we end? And once we realize that, oh, there are energy fields that travel out from our body that then interrelate with other things, other bodies, other anything, right? So there's no end. There's no stopping point specifically. So once we know that, then we know that we really are one field of vibration. And I feel like at some point, the idea that it's consciousness, that it's all consciousness, will just, it's like a fact, because it's something, it has an aliveness. So whatever you want to call that, it's alive, it's animated by energy, and it's all connected. And how it's connected is an absolute ongoing exploration by tons of just curious and scientific minds and spiritual minds and people who are seeing scientifically and spiritually in the same place. And I'll actually say something about science just briefly, because we talk about science as if science is a thing, like it knows. Science either knows or it doesn't know. And if it doesn't know, then maybe it probably isn't true. And if it knows, then, well, that's the only thing there is. If you'll witness, though, throughout history, science changes its mind, right? Because science is an exploration, a process of exploring whatever it is that the lens is being directed toward. And
that's the point. The lens is being directed toward, and that's everything. We see what we're looking through, right? And so that is such a beautiful piece to dovetail in, is that we are all one, and then everything's a mirror because of what's coming through us. And so I love that whole piece. And there was the wave and particle thing too we were talking about. Remember that?
Absolutely, yeah, particle and wave. And if you focus on the ideas, so Einstein and some other hip folks from the time were taking a look at the this particle versus wave question, and some of the people were saying it's absolutely a particle. We're dealing with particles, and other people are saying it's waves. There's no question about it. Look, it's waves. And what they realized is it depended on what you were looking for. So it's both. And what do you do with that, right?
Well, so we can just say it's both and period. Like that expression, that statement will wrap up everything that is this existence. When we choose to look through the lens that this is an energetic container, it's a quantum field, it's a multiverse, and it's all made up because we're in this place, right? Where again, we're co-creating our lives. So it's just about the place that you are willing to observe from, and therefore what information you're going to receive, and then what you're going to share, because nothing's in a vacuum either. Right? So it's like everything is interconnected, rippling, feeling. We know this when we've experienced global meditations, global prayer, when sacred circles, someone in their community is fallen ill, and the community will rally around, and none of them are in the vicinity of each other physically, or just a time 11:11 on 11:11, everybody's going to meditate. And of course, we're all in different time zones, right? But that's that place. Wherever you are at the moment where you're watching this, whether you're live right here on October 12th, or at any other time, you are in that now moment. That's the other plate. There's time space continuums going on all the time. The idea of premonition, feeling like you see something in the future, or this thought that comes through, you have no idea where it came from. Wait long enough and you're going to be like, oh, that was that. And now I'm here. Like, wow, that's trippy. That's vibration too. It's all vibration because it's all energy. And it's all so much fun, isn't it?
Yes, it's very fun. And so for the people who aren't on this call, back to you are loved. Like, I love you. Can you feel that? It is so genuine. I don't even know in this moment, I couldn't name your name, but I love you. And I'm so grateful that you have stepped into this moment to explore and experience. So that that is powerful and
Yes.
so true. It's like deep, really, really deep. And I love to ask big questions. That's part of who I am. I also love to find simple things to actually be able to act upon in the world, because if it gets too big questiony, it's like, what, who am I, where am I, what is being human, what's this earth, how, and it's like everything pulls apart so far that it can become difficult to know how to walk in the world. So that's one of the things that I really love about sound, is that it is right here in the moment. And so when we make sound or listen to sound, we are impacting the vibrational quality of our experience of life in the moment. And it's a practical and immediate thing. It doesn't take knowing anything more than just one little moment of like, oh yeah, I remember how to speak, or I remember how to sing, or to learn one particular tool, like the word Om. Some of you have probably heard of it. And basically, it's kind of the sound of the universe in a sense, the seed sound, the sound of consciousness. And let's just for a moment sing it together and feel it. And we can all just, well, for this one, actually, we could be on or off. It's funny with Zoom, everything is delayed. Each person is slightly different. But with this one, well, and let's just, you can keep your Zoom accounts, set to mute. However, just sing. So I'm going to sing, I'm just going to do it right now and just feel it in your body. And we're going to do it for, I don't know, however long, a minute, not something super long, but let's just feel sound in our body together right now. And it's Om, O-M, or it's often written, and I believe it's considered to be more correct that it's A-U-M. So it's Om. So we'll do this together. Keep singing. Feel it in your body. Feel how your voice feels. Just feel that. Feel how your body feels right now from that 1 minute or whatever of sound. Does it feel any different? And now let's try one other very simple. You can open your eyes when you're ready. This is a sound exercise that is just clapping. And so we're just going to clap together. And for those of you who are on this call in the physical, I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to do a little solo. And it'll just be, you won't have to turn the audio on. But the point is to start feeling what it feels like to feel the clap in your body, to feel the beat. Even though on the screen we look like we're clapping at different times, for you and for me, you're clapping with me. So we're together. So one of the places around the world that really does a lot with rhythm that I think of is the continent of Africa. And something that shows up for me with that is there's this sense that there's a rhythm and there's a connection in the rhythm. And yet each person has an opportunity to have their own sense of expression within that rhythm. So that's why we're going to each have a little solo. So you can feel that experience of kind of being held by the community clap and then doing your own little rhythm there. So Anna, I'm going to have you go first. Yeah. Solo. Gwendolyn, you're next. And Elise. Nice, I love them. Katie. Sweet. And then one for all of you listening in now or at some future time. Is it really future? What is now? Whew, love it. You guys are great. All right, so I'm gonna count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll stop clapping and just feel into our bodies. How do we feel right now? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know, when
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I do. Yeah, I want to come in and speak to that. I was going to speak to it after the oming. My body was zinging with energy. And I mean, we did that for maybe 30 seconds. We clapped for maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes. Earlier in the call, we talked about yes. There's a yes method in the world where you literally just say yes. All you do is say yes. Say yes for as long as you want to say yes, set a timer or whatever. Here's the thing. It takes seconds to shift your energy. It takes that many seconds to go back the way it was, though, right? It can take even less to go back to another place. So this is what we get to do all day long, is remember that we have these very simple skills at our instantaneous disposal with no tools, our voice in our hands. Oh my God, how amazing is that we can literally change how we feel, our field, our vibration, our frequency by oming and breathing. And you know what was cool? I was oming with you at the end. I don't know if anybody else had their own journey with that, but we were like, our breath and our ohm was in sync. Like we had synced up, like a bunch of women that are on their moon cycle that live together. They're all doing it at the same time. Like there's this place, like frequency and vibration, right? It pulls us into alignment like water as we surrender and flow. And so without trying, I wasn't trying to get synced up with you. I was breathing and feeling you. And by the way, when you did that love thing, I was like, I got little tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I feel her love. Like this is a powerful container. I know I can look up at the screen and then you see my eyes, but I can also really look at you guys and I can really see you and I can feel you. And I breathe with you. We have this always right here. Love is breath and inspiration. And as we breathe and clap and sing, we are imbuing love into our experience, and it goes everywhere else. I can never say that too many times. So, okay, let's go. Where are we going next, Helena?
Well, this love thing is also making me think of some of the vibrational things that I've across. There's so much out there that I haven't even connected with, and I will probably be exploring forever, right? But I learned that whoever they is, but did studies with flowers and realized that the middle of the flower, where the pollen is, was amplifying its frequency when a bee flew by. So I don't know what to call that. There's a symbiotic relationship there, right? Like it could be sending out love. I mean, we're meant to be in community, right? So there's something about bringing alive the most beneficial relationships between us that is super powerful. And the natural world does that with frequency. And there's also, and frequency is not just sound, by the way. Light is frequency. I mean, it can be seen in a lot of different ways. Another really interesting study that has been happening since, I feel like it was the 70s or 80s, I don't remember exactly, is in Italy, and they're working with plants. So the song of plants, basically. I don't know if any of you have come across this before, but there's a way they've developed pieces of technology that could connect to basically something clips onto a leaf and then clips on in goes into the ground, and they hook it up to music gear that translate the frequencies into different kinds of sounds. And what you find is the sounds that flow from the frequencies being emitted by the plants is just, it's soothing and beautiful. Like nature knows how to be that so naturally. And so we're actually, in a sense, listening to the sound of the plants. And there are so many interesting side pieces to that, where in terms of plant intelligence, and plants, I mean, everything has consciousness, right? And plants have an intelligence. And one of the things was they taught the plants to do certain things. Like they had this little car hooked up, like a, mini tiny car hooked up, and somehow it learned to give signals to send the car to the place where there was water. Stuff like that. Right?
I had to come off mute and you got to hear me. Wow. That was so I heard recently along the same line. So the opposite, there was a team of scientists desiring and trying to emit a response from plants. And they were trying all kinds of things, putting too much sun, not enough sun, too much water, not enough water, together, separate, all these things. And they were getting no readings on these like EEG things. Somebody thought, didn't even say the words. We are so in the realm of vibration right now. Thought, well, what if I take a candle or a flame and like, will I get a response from the damn plant then? Guess what? The EEG thing went crazy. It was like, don't burn me, like, or don't talk bad about whatever was going on there, right? And I'm sure many of you are familiar. And if you aren't, Dr. Masaru Emoto, he has studied water and the molecules in water and how thought impacts water. And literally, you can see a bowl of water, you use the word hate, Helena, hate on one, love on the other. When you look under a microscope, those hate, let me go back, those love crystals, symmetrical, sacred geometry, gorgeous mandalas. The hate crystals, broken, cracked, not complete, like morphed in a way that you thought that they had actually been like impacted externally. They formed that way. It's so profound what we emit in the realm of words, thought, that are energy, that are vibration, that move little cars, that do all kinds of things. Like it's really powerful how these subtle frequencies literally are co-creating our external and internal world. So yeah, that is, I love the little car story. I'm in a wow place with that. That's so cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And another quick story that is also mind-blowing is from those same studies. They figured out a way to create a lock whereby the plant could unlock it if it wanted to. And the plant apparently recognizes the people who take care of it. We're talking about indoor plants right now, and would unlock the lock for the people who take care
Oh my
of it.
God, that blows my mind. I love my plants. They're as much my babies as my fur babies and my two-legged kid. Like the relationship with them. And this is something too, I love saying, I can sit and watch my plants grow. People think I'm a little nuts because they don't grow very fast, but that's the thing, being in the moment. And you do get to see them grow, new leaves sprout up, a little thing happens over there. When we really take that moment to be with them, there's so much to witness. Yeah, that's awesome to know that I love you guys and they know it. They feel that. So yeah, it's all connected. We know it. We can see it in animals, but yes, plants will respond to us. So, Oh, this is so much fun. I didn't even think we were going to go down the plant vibration land. So I love it.
Well, they're music makers too, and
Yeah.
apparently they love their own music as well because they grow better. I don't know why or in what conditions or whatever. They seem to grow better when they're hearing their own sound. So I'm not sure how that applies in the world, but whoa,
We wonder then about like how nature impacts, right? Like the wind and all the other pieces. And then I even think about plants living together. Like we like them separated through our house, right? Because they look better when we have them everywhere.
Mhm.
But they do better when they're in little groups. Community, who knew, right? That it's just everywhere. There's opportunity for community that is supportive, right? So yeah, there's a lot when we really sit with these tiny energetic vibrational details.
Mhm.
There's so much information there. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, unless you are going somewhere specific.
No, I wasn't, but I was actually, I got a feeling that maybe some voices or questions or comments might be brewing out there for the beautiful threesome that has joined us today. So how about some voices you want to share? And then we're going to do a little more sound, Helena. Yes. Yeah. Katie,
I
you
just want to, yeah,
awesome.
I just want to say that I work in healthcare, and I've started asking my clients what kind of music they like. And as we work through their healthcare issues, the music definitely changes their moods and changes their vibes and changes the whole atmosphere in the room. And everybody that comes in then hears the music and is like, wow, you guys are playing music. And it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is exactly where I was ready to go next. So thank you.
Yes.
Wow, what an
Absolutely.
amazing segue I did there for you.
You did.
You're so tuned in and tapped in, Katie. So lovely to have you. Thank you for that contribution.
It must be that second grade experience.
Right, exactly. We be hooked up. Hooked. Love you,
Yeah.
Katie.
I just want to say, as someone who works with plants, it's something that I've noticed is they really do better in groups. And didn't really know what that was about. I just knew that it was. So thank you for that piece. It now makes sense.
Awesome. Yay.
Mhm.
Elise, I know you went off video. I didn't know if you wanted to comment. If not, we can there you are. Hello.
I do want to comment. I also have to run. I have to go coach soccer for my fourth grader now. But I wanted to chime in. The piece that was most resonant for me was about checking in with our body after we make sound. And I felt really warm, which at the beginning of this autumn season here in Maine, it just feels like what a hack to like ohm yourself into warmth in the coming winter. And the same with the clapping, like it just activates all of our cells that then they are vibrating, they are generating warmth. And I love the way that sound interacts with body. Like I find myself getting very embodied when I'm in the sound realm. And so that was just really fun to connect to today. So thank you.
Awesome. We have a hack. Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elise. I'm so happy to see
Thank you.
here.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you for
that.
having this.
Yeah, my pleasure. So much fun.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, we were going to maybe do another 15, 20 minutes. We'll see how long we go and, and if there's more thoughts that come through. So yes, Helena, where are we going next?
Well, I think just stepping into this sound as medicine realm is really important. And this is a book that I really love. It's by Kulreet Chowdhury, and she is a neuroscientist and then later became an Ayurvedic practitioner, which is a type of medicine in the broad sense, medicine connected to India. And when you pulled a card at the beginning or shared the card that you pulled, I did what I often do with books, which is open to a page to see what it has for me. And so I'm just going to read one very short paragraph. And they're referring to the Siddhas, which, so 8,000 years ago, these were people who really explored deeply into the yogic principles. I don't know for sure if they called it yoga at the time or not, but they were very tuned into sound. And that was a very important part of what they worked with. And they worked with a lot of other things as well, but that vibrational quality. And that's where there are these frequencies called solfeggio frequencies. And the earth is said to have a primary frequency of around 432 hertz. And then all of these, if you can imagine that as being a tuning note, all of these other frequencies resonate with that, these solfeggio frequencies, as we call them. It's SOLFEGGIO. So this paragraph is, those are the people who I'm referring to. The Siddhas determined the laws underlying space, time, and atoms through the use of divine vibrations or sound. This is why mantra meditation is at the core of Siddha medicine. Mantra represents a purposeful gesture toward the inherent vibratory natural world, a way of communicating through resonance with the universe and the divine. So, here we are talking about all the different ways that we connect vibrationally. And these solfeggio frequencies can also be a very powerful and simple way to, whether or not you sing the note, there are tuning forks that can be used. This particular one is for the body. And this is the one that is connected with Om. But it has a frequency. So sometimes when I'm working with clients one-on-one, you can't hear the note that I'm singing with, but I can sing a whole piece on the drone. And I've always been drawn to the drone, and I've never really known why, right? Can you hear the tone there? So, and there are other ones. This one is related to the pineal gland. It's much higher. I know you guys can't hear this. I would be very surprised if you could hear anything. But
actually, so let me try something. If you can listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear it?
Yep, you can hear that.
Yeah, this is a heart. I don't know what. So awesome. There's this great thing with Zoom. You can do musician stuff. You're the one that taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about this as a tone though. Yeah, didn't think about it, even though tuning fork.
Yeah, they're frequencies, and as a frequency, a very specifically tuned frequency. First of all, we have energy centers, which are often referred to as chakras. And there are nerve bundles in those places, as well as, quite often we just talk about the energy that flows there. And there are traditions from the yogic traditions, from, Chinese medicine that know about these energy centers. And the solfeggio frequencies, each one like 174 hertz physical pain relief and stress relief, 285 hertz tissue restoration and healing, 396 hertz guilt and fear diminishment. And this is oversimplifying, but a useful little collection, 417 hertz trauma healing, 528 hertz relaxation and sleep improvement, 639 hertz improvement in mental balance, 741 hertz detoxification of the mind and body, 852 hertz nervousness and anxiety relief, and 963 hertz increased positive energy and clarity. And this particular list is very much focused around specifically what's considered physical body things. But there are also ways of talking about this that are connected with much more, universal things out in the far beyond and the inner. Same thing. So these are very, again, simple tools. The feeling for me of the first time that this tuning fork touches my third eye, which is the sixth chakra, after it hasn't been touched for a while, I get this feeling that's just almost melty. I just relax. And that's part of the whole point. You can get very advanced and esoteric about what all of these different things do. And yet you can also look at some of these sound healing tools as something super simple that helps to switch the parasympathetic nervous system off so it's not activated, so the anxiety can be reduced, the pain in the body can be reduced. There's just so much science around all this stuff. And again, this book is actually one that I would highly recommend. It is on Audible, and it's not hard to listen to from my perspective, even as it's very listenable, even though I know a lot about sound. I think
for the lay person who doesn't feel that they're very sound knowledgeable, that's awesome. Yes.
And
well, it is true. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say that Gregorian chants, if you've ever heard of Gregorian chants, have that open, amazing quality. Like if you're standing in a church and everything just seems magical, and those are solfeggio frequencies too. So it's this rediscovery 8,000 years ago, again in the 11th century, and then in the 70s, 1970s again. So we're here with this. We have this technology available now, and I think it's going to be really important. And I myself am going to be doing recordings based on solfeggio. So I haven't yet, but it's something that there's a lot online right now that you can find based on solfeggio. So
awesome. Yeah. And I just want to speak to, you're absolutely right. And I love that Elise brought it in. There are so many tools that we can do simply and fantastically, right? So we can do an amazing thing, a big sound thing. We can do a big voice thing. We can do a big dance thing. We can do a big altar thing. We can do whatever it is. And that can, in and of itself, create stuckness because we feel that we want to do it right or big or appropriate or whatever. The big message here is that, yes, that's beautiful. Ceremony, ritual, intentional, created, cultivated space. And in the shower, in the car, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, wherever the fuck you are, in the laundry room, you can or clap or yes or move for a matter of seconds and redirect, shift the energy. It doesn't have to be fantastical. And the more we remember that, like, this is the moment right here, right now. And every moment we have the potential to be flooded with our breath, which is filled with the inspiration of divine love. That is always at our disposal, no matter what we think or what job we have or where we live. That is, all of us have that right here. So
we're literally instruments being breathed through in the world, and we can have the opportunity to tune ourselves And these sound tools are some of the ways that we can do that. And all the skills we gather and all of everything that comes together to help us be available in the moment, to step into the moment and just be of service. So that's all of us. Not one of us, every single one of us. And I know we've been doing a lot of talking. Shall we step in and do a little bit of some sound?
Yeah.
I would love to share a little bit about kirtan. And kirtan is, again, an ancient technology, if you will. This is what's mentioned with mantra medicine, right? Mantra, music mantra. Kirtan is a call and response singing that is from India. It originated there, and people are doing it all over. And back to the simplicity of singing, you can step in and sing. It's the words may sound, if they're in Sanskrit, like something that you've never heard before, but it's bringing back and bringing alive aspects of what life is. So aspects of the divine are life. This isn't something esoteric to me that just applies to, one religion or spirituality. This is a way that we can connect in with energies that can create big shifts in our lives. And the part I love so much about it is just the singing. We get to sing together, and we used to dance and sing around fires throughout all time as human beings, and it's important to remember too, it doesn't, whatever language is being used, in this case, these have been sung for millennia, so there's power in that. And we can use English words or whatever language we speak, because that's affirmation. You've probably all heard of affirmations, just repeating the things that we actually want to bring alive in our lives. That's vibrational. That is one of the most powerful, simple things that you can do, that we all can do. So in this case, we're going to sing together again, just like before, where we won't hear each other, because otherwise it would end up being a garble. But you can, again, sort of check in afterwards and see how it feels. And even if you feel like, like I said, you don't have, I don't have a sense of a pitch. Maybe you're just joining us now and didn't hear what we talked about earlier. It's not about that. Everyone has a voice. And just sing it, make it loud and proud and beautiful. So this is a mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. It's Om Namah Shivaya. And Shiva is the aspect of the divine, which again is everything, the aspect of life that is destruction. And in order, that's oversimplified in a sense, but destruction, because from destruction comes new life. Always. We can't have new life without death. It doesn't just get added on. So a tree falls in the forest and it becomes the nutrition for the next trees to come alive. That's how nature works. So I'll sing first and then you'll sing back to me. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Now just hear the sound, feel it. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Your turn. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So what comes in the silence, in a lot of ways, is just as important as what comes in the sound after you've made sound. So how do your bodies feel now? Feel into that.
You know, it's funny because what I wasn't anticipating was when you asked that question, the word that came through was clarity. And it's that space that you clear out the junk of whatever it is, the anxiety, the worry, the stress, the to-do list, yes, it's energized. Yes, I feel warm and I feel tingly. And I'm like, that's all good. But what's underneath that? And I'm in massive gratitude for that awareness that we receive clarity when we drop into the vibration of the now moment. I'm always going to bring us back to that. We've won, right? WON. I love that whole acronym reversal thing, palindrome, or whatever the word, whatever the funny word is, but I love it when we reverse things and we get the same energy, vibration, frequency. It's all the same. This has been absolutely delightful, Helena. And I want to, we're going to come back to swirl a few things to thread in this container. But before we do, I'd love to hear from Katie or Gwendolyn, your experience in the sound with today, with anything that might be present for you that you would like to voice into this collectively created container.
I don't know if I can talk. As I felt into your singing, the peacefulness is what carried me through. But when we got to the end, I was, as you may recall, at Anne's house last time you did this program, and I was absolutely transported back to that very space. And I, too, am just so full of gratitude for that experience. Thank you, Helena.
I'm grateful. I'm always so grateful. It's what I feel the most. Anytime my voice expresses in a way or the sound expresses in a way, again, I'm the instrument, right? It comes through me. I don't own it. And it belongs to the all that is. That's how I see it. And I get the joy and pleasure and great gratitude of being that in the world with what I am. Again, it's true for each of us in our own ways. Thank you for sharing.
Katie, there's no expectation. I just wanted to open the space for you if you were desiring. And at any point.
Okay, thanks. I don't have anything right now.
All good. Absolutely. You're here, and that is a lot. So thank you for being here today, being a part of this container that was birthed a year ago. As I said, I'm Ann Jonas, the Lotus Path. I've been in the realm of transformational guidance as a shamanic practitioner, intuitive body worker, coach, birth doula, lover of people. I love to hug people that are strangers and compliment them. I love to spread love. And this container of sacred connection has been such a profound opportunity for me to hold space and support and bring in beautiful wisdom such as Helena, who has come here again to light us up in this frequency. And I love, it's so funny. I love the way it all works. I did not bring a book. I did not bring a quote today, but you did. So I didn't need to, and I didn't know that. But that's the thing I just like to love in is that, oh, oops, but there was no oops. I didn't oops anything. I made room for you. So anybody out there who's thinking they fucked something up, just remember you didn't. You made room for somebody else to do something. So hello, that's what we get to learn here in the realm of sacred connection. And there's more sacred connection. We have a 9-week starting next Thursday. Thriving Thursday is Sacred Connection Day. And we will run at the same time, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Mountain, wherever you are on the planet, find your time zone. YouTube, there'll be a link, the Sacred Connection Community Portal. All of this is about how I, as Ann Jonas, am holding everyone that has come into this field to remember that we are love, that we are divine, and that we know I don't need to tell you what you know. I just like to tell you what I know. And you get to decide what you know. And with that, I know that Helena has something else to tell us and share with us. So I'm going to whoosh over there with the super beautiful bowl. Yay. Go ahead.
So I want to sing something to you. And before I do that, I want to say that I have a Live Lighter sound sangha coming up, and it's online. And anyone who hears about it here can use the early bird up until the end of October of 2023 little coupon and just put in love, LOVE. And that really is the center of my message. And what the Sound Sangha is, I'll say just a little bit more, is online 3 months for this introductory period of time. And twice a month in the evening, we will get together and I will talk about sound. I will create sound. There will be immersion. There will be tools that you can take home and use. And just in general, remember that this retuning that we can do, that we have available, that's something we can do anytime. And the Sound Sangha is a community and it helps to remind us. So that is really important. Come together, be retuned, go back into the world feeling, okay, everything is possible now. You know, like, oh, my body is feeling peaceful. Oh, okay. Oh man, I feel love in the world. That's, again, so powerful, just that. So this beautiful bowl is here to help remind you that you are loved and you are love. So let me sing this to you before we wrap up right now. You are love. You are love. You are loved. You are loved. You are love. And you are loved. You are love. And you are
That was yummy and delightful. Thank you again, Sacred Connection community. Everyone anywhere that's out there that says yes to you on this path of connection to divine, I celebrate you. And Helena has something else to say.
because how do we ever know where to go if we don't say where to go about something?
So I'm thinking we're going to be, yes. So I'm going to put it in the comments. Like I'm going to get all technological about this whole thing. So I'm going to put it in the comments on YouTube. I'll put in the comments in the Sacred Connection portal. We'll share the recording today and we'll offer it. So you want to say, maybe here we can put it in the chat even. How about that?
Yeah, it's
That's
just
fun. We can use the chat.
livelighter.life. LIVELIGHTER.life. That's it.
And then you are offering so the energetic exchange is
$99. And then anyone who signs up because they heard about it here gets 10% off up through the end of October.
Okay. And then it starts in November.
And then it starts in November on November 15th. And
Okay.
it'll go for every 2 weeks for 6 weeks.
Awesome. Well, we will make sure that that information is shared as many places as possible. So
On Wednesday. And there will be recordings also. So just know that. Thank you so much.
perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Well, again, wherever you are on the planet, just know that you're amazing. And this is something that we do at the end of every Sacred Connection because it's a very special thing that helps us bring us into ourselves. So put down whatever's in your hands and put your arms up, wrap them around, give yourself a hug because you are the most important person to be in relationship with. And as we hug ourselves in community, we're hugging the whole community. I love you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the Sacred Connection community. Wherever you are on the planet, enjoy this moment. And today, if it's Thursday, get out there and thrive. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
Blessings. Let's see now. I guess I'm going to just figure out.